without you. Hi, everybody. My name is Theresa Eckert. As Phil mentioned, I oversee our Intro to Team Summit program, which I think is a fantastic program. Just to give you a little bit background on myself, I am from back east. Phil is correct, upstate New York. I don't know if anyone knows Ski Valley or Bristol Mountain. Yeah, that's where my entire family learned how to ski. I'm the mom of 4 kids of my own. Now I have a daughter-in-law as well, so I guess you could say 5. And I have been involved in the ski industry for probably over 25 years, either teaching or coaching. And this is my 6th season with Team Summit, and I've loved every bit of it. So, and now I'm going to pass on to introduce Cassie, so you get to meet Cassie as well.
Hi, my name's Cassie Kelly. As Phil so affectionately mentioned, I'm from the Ice Coast of Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half north of Philly. I grew up skiing at Blue Mountain. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. I just graduated Colorado, I just graduated from college, moved to Colorado about 3-4 weeks ago. And I'm really excited to work with Team Summit this season. I'm going to be coaching the ITS program at Copper on Saturdays and Sundays. And I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you. Then I'm just going to go ahead and introduce the rest of the lead mountain coaches. If I could press next. Okay, there we go. So this is Megan O'Donnell. She's going to be the ITS lead at Copper Mountain on Saturdays. Megan has been racing from middle school through college in the Northeast, and it's her 6th season coaching. Skiing is her biggest passion, and she loves sharing that passion. She's looking forward to meeting you all. This is Chris Bond. He is the ITS lead at Keystone on Saturdays and Breckenridge on Sundays. He has taught skiing and snowboarding for 12 years. He's a sponsored snow skater. And in his free time, he enjoys surfing, wake skating, skateboarding, and all winter sports. I didn't know wake skating was a thing until now. This is Mike Sparrow. Mike Sparrow's been in the ski industry for years. He is at an ITS lead at Arapahoe Basin. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, he's been in the ski industry for years. He coaches racing in high school, and he's originally from Chicago. This is Zach. He has shared a video for us, so I'm gonna pull that up now.
And for those that don't know, Zach will be the ITS lead over at Breckenridge on Saturdays.
Hey everyone, my name is Zach Jansen. This is my 2nd year with Team Summit. Last year I was at Copper as an assistant for ITS. This year I'm going to be a lead on Saturdays at Breckenridge and as well as Copper on Sundays. I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. Grew up on about a 250 vertical foot hill and decided to come out to Colorado after I graduated from the University of Dayton because I needed to experience a full season, and that was back in 2018, and here we are. I'm really excited for the season, and see you guys soon.
Okay. And Zach is going to be at Breckenridge on Saturdays and Copper on Sundays. Okay, and then I'm gonna give the mic over to Theresa, and she's gonna talk about core values a little bit.
Okay, before I just mention, I don't know if everyone's aware of our parents, but our ITS program has just been booming this year, and it's been such a success and enrollment that we actually had to start an ITS program on Sundays as well. And that's what we're referring to regarding our lead coaches with that. Core values. I know CB mentioned this morning. This is one thing I absolutely love about Team Summit. The goal is not just to make your child a better skier. It's also to instill the core values that many of us like to instill as parents: respect, integrity, responsibility, taking responsibility for your equipment, picking up your skis and putting them on the rack, having fun and family. Fun, as you know, is the essence of play. It constitutes the core of a successful youth sports experience. If your child is not having fun, they're not going to want to come. We want them to have fun. And believe me, it's lots of fun. Our goals for ITS, number one, is to have fun, to learn the basic ski fundamentals by utilizing the Skilled Quest program, stance and balance, rotary, pressure and edging. And also we want them to learn the basic skiing fundamentals, equipment, technical and tactical, the social part of it, and competition. We follow the USSA's Alpine Training Matrix. Okay, if you would like more information on that, just click right there and you can get more information on that. I don't want to bore you with the details of that, but the thing that's really important to know is the Skills Quest is the cornerstone program of the Alpine Training Matrix. And that's what we work with the kids on, the Skills Quest program. Skills Quest. The objective is to promote the skills by providing a resource where the fundamental skills can be taught, measured, and tracked over time. Okay. The drills are organized by developmental phase, which I'll show you on the next slide. And as I mentioned, the pressure, edging, rotary, and balance. Every week, we're going to work on one of these skills. Whether this week it'll be pressure, and the coaches will be doing drills with the kids on pressure. Next week, maybe edgings, and thereafter. I will come to the mountain and do a Skills Quest skiing assessment in December and again in March. The coaches do evaluations twice during the season, in mid-February or so, and then they'll do the final evaluation at the end of the season and to the end of March, which is March 26th, 27th is our last 2 days. In the end of season evaluations, you will have the Skills Quest, the results of the Skills Quest assessment there. Now you might say, well, what's the Skills Quest assessment? And this has the Skills Quest assessment table. And just to let you know, Skills Quest, the US ski team uses this with their athletes. I mean, obviously they're not doing phase 1 and 2 like our kids will be doing, but these kids train Skills Quest all the way up through. Our kids at Team Summit do the same. As they do competitions, I know in the racing world, for example, one day will be devoted to a Skills Quest assessment. Okay, now with our kiddos, we will be working on phase 1 and 2 through the season. Okay, there's tons of different drills we'll be working with the kids on each of these skills. When I pop into the mountains and do the evaluation with the kids, we do balance with the free ski with pole usage. So we'll do that at the beginning of the season and then at the end of the season, just so you have an idea of how your child has progressed through the season. Typical day. You may say, what is a typical day of training? Okay. Our goal is to have everybody getting in the lift line by 8:30 to start our day. So we say, get there ahead of time, get the kids all situated, restroom break, maybe a little snack if they've been traveling up from Denver or the Front Range. So we're out on out meeting the coaches about 8:15 or so, 8:20, and then we get in the lift lines at 8:30. The coaches will do going over stretching exercises. We feel that's very, very important to warm up and do stretching exercises and so on. We'll do a warm-up lap or two, and then we'll pop into doing our Skills Quest drill of the day, whether it's rotary or pressure or balance, whatnot. We'll be taking breaks as needed. After lunch, we go out and have fun on the mountain, explore the mountain, and take the morning, what we have learned in the morning, and tie it in with our fun skiing in the afternoon. 3 o'clock, we're back down at the bottom and for pickup and meeting our parents. Meeting locations. Okay, all of this information is on our Intro to Team Summit calendar. Click on details. They will have all, and this basically will have the details. It's exactly as to where we're meeting. And we also have more details on other things as well. So please refer to our Team Summit calendar. If it needs to be updated, Cassie and I will be updating it immediately. So at each of the mountains, these are the locations. And like I said, you're going to receive an email from your child's coach the week before we start, probably that, I would say by Wednesday or Thursday, you'll receive an email as to what color sign to look for, and where, and you'll know where to meet and look for your coach with that. And here's our colored signs. We already have them made up, ready to go. So if your coach sends an email and says that look for the orange Pikes Peak sign, that's the sign that you're going to go and meet the coach at. Mountain safety. Safety is a huge, huge concern for us at Team Summit. All Team Summit athletes and coaches are required to utilize the bar, the comfort bar, at all times on chairlifts, no matter what resort they're at. Okay, we will go over safety talks with the kids. Skiing and bounds, the importance of that. Slow signs. What do we do when we approach a slow sign? Merging of trails, loading the chair with poles, loading with backpacks. And one thing, just to let you know, the kids will be bringing their lunches in a backpack. Now, I have one here that I'd like to show you. We are referring to a small backpack, not a huge backpack, a small backpack that they maybe can just stick lunch in, and that there is water at all the resorts when they go in. So not a heavy water bottle. If they'd like to carry some water with them, that's fine. I always do. Maybe an extra fleece or so on, but not a big heavy backpack, because these kids will be carrying their backpacks. Some of the resorts, we take our backpacks up to at one of the lodges and leave them outside the lodge or in an area in the lodge, and then come back for them at lunchtime. Some of the, so every resort is different, but so we want the kids to be able to carry their backpack, and then after lunch or toward the end of the day, they will go pick their backpack up and take it down to the bottom. So we do not want heavy backpacks that are going to throw them off balance or whatnot with that. The other thing regarding lunches and all of that is making sure the kids always have a snack in their pocket, as they can be somewhere on the mountain and the lunch is in the other spot of the mountain. So always have some sort of nutrition for them. Okay, like I mentioned, loading the lift is a huge concern of ours. Right here just shows a picture about placing the poles in one hand, looking back and reaching for the side or the back of the chair with the free hand. Sit down while holding onto the chair. And here we even have a little video for you that Cassie's going to play on loading the lift.
Hey there, my name's Penny and I'm a lift attendant. Chairlifts are a safe and fun way to get uphill, and I'd love to share a few tips on how you can make it safe too. The first thing to do is watch others get on. If you have questions about what happens or need help, ask the lift attendant like me. We can slow down or stop the chair at the bottom or the top, and we can help you get on or off. Next, look for the wait here line in the snow and watch the chairs for your turn. It's your turn when the chair passes in front of you. If you're not ready, it's no worries. It's totally cool to let a chair go by. Use your poles to scoot up to the load here line, but make sure to put them in one hand before the chair approaches. Then look over your back shoulder for your chair. Next, sit on the seat and push all the way back. Back to back and seat to seat. That's your motto. You've done it! You're in your chair. Next up is riding the lift.
Thank you. Now, all of the kids in our Intro to Team Summit program should be able to load and unload the lift for our program. But we just feel it's important to go over that because just a little example here that I have for homework, because we find every year, even not just our younger kids, even sometimes our older ones, we put on our mittens here and coming down, as everybody knows, which we will go over with the kids. Proper way to put on a ski pole, the strap, and coming down like this. Okay, which we will go over with the kids. But my concern, and every time I see this quite often, is we get down to the lift line and nobody wants to take the time to take the straps out and put the poles in one hand to get on the lift. I tell you, I see of all ages that they just, oh, I can do this with just trying to grab the lift and not have to do this. We would like our athletes to please practice taking off the straps with their mittens on, something you can do in the living room while watching TV, so that it's easy every time you go. The more you do it, easier it gets. And so this will become second nature to you when you get into lift line to do so. So like I mentioned, lift safety is a big concern of ours. Okay, coach's responsibility. Our coaches' number one concern is safety for your children. Communication. Please, we will communicate with parents, and we're looking forward to parents communicating with us. If there's something that's going on this week or something like that that you want to let us know about, please let us know. Education and support. We want to do that as well, obviously, and have a successful season with our Skills Quest program. And making your athletes fantastic skiers and fun. Okay, speaking of communication, you will receive a weekly email from your coach before that Saturday or before that Sunday. You will also receive a mid-season and end of the season evaluation. And also, please feel free to talk to your coach at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, or, say, hey, can I make a phone call sometime? Call you this week. More than happy to talk to you. Newsletters, blogs, teamsummit.org, and social. Lots of information on that, particularly around Summit Cups, which I will get to. Our athletes. You athletes, you also have some responsibility. Please be safe by knowing the skier responsibility code, which we will review with you. Okay. Be on time and properly dressed. Pick up your trash when you're done eating and put it in the garbage, please, because we want to show our resorts that our Team Summit athletes are great at doing that. Taking care of your equipment, picking it up and putting it on the racks. Please be well rested and drink lots of water. And fueled up. And that's why we mentioned snacks in your pockets, some protein bars, nuts, whatever that you like to munch on that will give you energy through the day when you're on the mountain. Parents, you're probably wondering what you can do. As mentioned earlier this morning, volunteer. We appreciate all volunteers. And Phil is so nicely organized. If you go to your Camp in Touch or Camp Minder page, it will have volunteer opportunities. It doesn't have to be standing on the hill if you don't like, if you prefer to be inside and doing administrative work. There's all sorts of things that Phil has for ideas for our volunteers. Please, when the kids are out there, keep it fun. Show positive reinforcement. Wow, I like the way you made that turn. I've seen huge, wow, you can now do that black run. We couldn't even, we didn't even do it last year. That's awesome. And please be early. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you've missed the lift. We have, as everybody knows, I-70 has many, variables, I guess you could say, every season. Very often, there's not too often that we can come up there without entailing traffic. So please take that into consideration. as well as, parking lot issues or getting the bus after the parking lot, and so on. Required equipment. I think we got this question at the beginning. If you go to our teamsummit.org website and look up Intro to Team Summit, we have a number of tabs on there, and one of them is on equipment. And we have another one on logistics and so on. Just please click on that and you will have all the information on size of the skis you will need, boots. We would like to see at least 3 buckles on the boots, and poles, how to measure properly for poles. Clothing, gear, and daily needs. Now we also have this PDF, if you want to print it out, is also on our Team Summit ITS webpage. But this just, sorry, threw this up here just to give you an idea of what we're looking for. Oh, there, I knew we missed one. Make your list. Just a little parenting thing I did with my 4 kids to get out of the house and to make it to the ski hill on time. I would have a little index card in the car, and it would have everything from skis. Do I visually see the skis? Poles, boots, jacket. We know someone that showed up at the ski hill for training and did not have their jacket. Boots. We also know kids that have shown up over the years that did not have their boots. So make your list, whatever you find is easy. And this is a great way to instill responsibility. Have the kids have their own little backpack of their items that they need to check to make sure it's in the backpack in the morning when they're going out the door. Lunch. Do we have our lunch? A lot of those things I used to throw in the car the night before if the car was in the garage. I mean, the lunch items were great. So you have to think about it in the morning. So anyways, try to, whatever works for you, but just that was a little tidbit that used to help us, that we didn't forget items. Because there's nothing worse than showing up to the hill without a jacket or whatnot. Socks. One thing that with socks is have them put their ski socks on when they get to the mountain. A lot of times kids will wear their ski socks, not even thinking, in the car, driving an hour to the ski hill, and they're under the heat of the car and their feet sweat. And then they get out and then their feet get cold because they've sweated under the heat of the car. So please put the ski socks on when you arrive. The other thing is mittens are very helpful. Like I wear mittens versus gloves on cold days. They will definitely keep your fingers warmer than gloves, which separate the fingers. So just really helpful for our cold days. Summit cups. I know a lot of people are asking, what's a summit cup and so on. There are 4 summit cups, and they call them summit cups because they're in Summit County. 4 different competitions we have, which introduce our kids to competitions. And one we have is a GS and slalom, which will be a Keystone. We have a big mountain and mogul, which is at A Basin. We call it a skills cross, but there's just sort of like a skier cross summit cup. That's going to be at Breckenridge. And what that is that gives the kids an idea of what a skier cross course is like. So it's a lot of fun. Now we don't have 4, like a skier cross. We don't have 4 kids racing against each other at the same time, which you might see in the Olympics and so on. Because we're introducing our athletes to this, is we have 1 child go down at a time, and they're basically timed in that event. So like these are fun, a fun way to introduce your child to competitions in a non-overwhelming way, that they will, as they get older down the road, type competitions. And then our park and pipe is at Copper. It is not the big half pipe that you see at Center Village. It is the one that's at the top of the Woodward lift, a small half pipe they go through, and then they can have the option of going over a small jump usually, and try to do something like that. And then they go over a box if they choose. All of these are optional competitions, and they're also all free to your child. So if you, let's say, are at A Basin and have an A Basin pass and you want to do the competition at any of the other 3 resorts, they will have a free pass for that day for the Summit Cups. And we're always looking for parents' help and to work the Summit Cups as well. It's a great way to be able to see your child out in the course with that. So, and more details will come out as we get close to the Summit Cups. The dates are already on our Team Summit ITS calendar, so you can go right on the calendar and mark the dates and see if that's an option. Just a little bit of warning, we are told how many we can have at our Summit Cups. So if this is of interest to you, when we send out the information on our Summit Cups about signing up with the link, I strongly suggest to do so as soon as possible, because it will fill up very quickly, and then we will have to, unfortunately, maybe have a wait list for our Summit Cups. I don't know. Our mountains have said you can only have this many, so some of them we can have more than others. So just don't wait too long to sign up. There's also going to be a fact sheet. Phil does this wonderful fact sheet, which gives all the information on the Summit Cup, exactly what they do for a big mountain competition, what is entailed in a mogul competition, for example. It's a wonderful fact sheet, very detailed, where to meet, everything you need to know to go to the Summit Cup will be in this fact sheet. And that will be put up about 3 days ahead of time, will be put up on our Team Summit website with information on that. Connecting with Team Summit. We would love to hear from you, but if you're interested in seeing what's going on with Team Summit, with some of our other teams and so on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if you want to reach out to your coach's name, and you will receive his email address in the first week or so. Just to let you know that we will be shuffling groups around the first couple of weeks if we need be, because we do not know the exact ability of all of our individuals that have signed up for our program, so that we best meet everyone's needs. What we do is so your child could possibly, we organize them according to age. So your child could possibly be in one group 1 week and maybe by the 3rd week be in a different group. We will let you know, and you will receive an email from the coach, the new coach that your child will be with. And this only is for the purpose that we're able to meet everybody's needs with their ability with that. So Flexi Pants. This slide came up last year. Reasons being, with COVID, we were getting changes tossed to us every single week. Oh, we can do this. Nope, we can't do this. So right now things are looking very good, but we just ask that, if things don't, like all of a sudden we can't take the kids inside for lunch like last year, which I don't think is going to be the case. We have to make adjustments. So, like I said, we do not anticipate any of these type of situations like last year, but we do mention Flexi Pants. Just please be flexible with certain things. Like we all have to be flexible with the jacket situation, unfortunately. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh yeah, we had some good ones in there. Also, you just like rapid fired through all of that. I would say the biggest question that I have seen so far has been, what if we miss this? We are definitely flying through a lot of this information. We do have plenty of time to ask questions and answer all of those. So, first thing I just want to say is, if anybody does have or once or missed a section or anything like that, just go to our family orientation page, basically where you all went, to find the link for all of this, and we're going to upload this video there, so that way you're able to rewatch all of this. Second most common question is the infamous mask question. Theresa, what is our mask policy? Do we require kids to be wearing masks while they are up on hill? Are we going to be mandating vaccines for all of the kids? This is kind of the biggest one. If you want, I'm also happy to tackle this.
Okay, right. Phil, you can jump in too if you'd like. All of the resorts have not given us any requirements regarding mask as of right now, outdoors. We do not need them in lift lines. From my understanding, Phil might know more updates on that. And what was the other part of the question, Phil?
There was a general question about do kids need to be, or do
No.
parents need to be uploading their athletes' vaccine record? The answer, I love the way you're just shaking your head. You're like, no. I don't believe anybody at this level would be at that point. That only is required if you're using team travel or lodging with your team, which we are not doing at this level. That's generally for those that are sitting there going, well, yeah, we need to go to Austria. And did you know that it's cheaper if we all just get a big Airbnb? We had several kids that did that, and they got to guinea pig all of it, and everything ran really smooth. Okay, cool. Will kids need to wear the masks indoors? Theresa, what's the policy for that?
I have not heard the policy with every single mountain. I know that we are not, for Vail Resorts, I recall, which is Keystone and Breckenridge, that we can't go into the area where they're selling food, the restaurant item areas, without a vaccine card. So obviously we won't be taking our kids into that area. That's why we're, definitely all the food is is basically in your backpack.
Right on. We've got Miss Missy. My kid has an icon pass. Do we need to purchase an upgrade or an add-on for the express ski lift line? Excellent question there, Missy.
Yes, that is. We ITS athletes are not going to be using the express line. We have, and that got a little confusing with the thing. Our ITS athletes over at Copper, I don't know if you noticed, was a less expensive than their other athletes, our kids that are in the academy, the kids that are in age class, and our Devo kids will be able to use what do they call it? The athletic or athlete line or something like such. They paid more for their passes. They get to use that line. All Intro to Team Summit kids and coaches will be in the typical line.
Sweet. There's a very quick one, and I'm sure if it's popping up in the chat that other people have this question. Will there be a discounted pass for parents at the Summit Cup? The general answer there is no, there's not a discounted pass for parents. However, we will provide your athlete with a ticket for the Summit Cup day. That's part of the perks of the Summit Cup there. That being said, this is also a great way for everybody, or a great way for parents to get up on hill and see their kids and be supportive in that sense. And receive a free ticket would be actually to volunteer. So we need help with choppers for the moguls events. We need help with ninjas and starters and what was it? We need, or I already said starters. We need finish refs. We need gate judges. We need assistant starters. We need tabulation support. We also need runners. These are all very important positions to any event. And if you volunteer, then we give you a pass and we give you lunch. Who doesn't love free food? It's great.
And I'm sure Phil's going to fill you in because I'm sure there's a lot of questions like what's a ninja do? And what does a runner do? And I think, Phil, you put that all on the volunteer page, the description of those tasks.
Yep, I give it a very general description. Please remember that everything is a little bit subject to change. Traditionally, we put together a plan around this time of the year. And then when we get to March, we find out that maybe a cat broke or something happened. And then we always pivot and adjust. So we always send out in advance 2 to 3 days prior. Follow-up question, and I'm seeing this one a lot. Theresa, let's say your kid is on a Sunday ITS program. What happens during those Summit Cup days?
Very good question. For the ITS programs that run on Sunday, this is just a Sunday people only. Okay. When we have a Summit Cup, let's say they're at ITS at Copper, for example, and we have a Summit Cup at A Basin. We will be holding our ITS program at A Basin that day. Reason being is because the majority of the individuals or the athletes want to be in the Summit. So we will bring the athletes over to A Basin. And we will work out logistics. They will tag along with if they want to, if they're not interested in doing the Summit Cup, they can tag along with their coach for that day or for that morning. Our Summit Cups usually are done by noontime, usually at the latest. And then we will continue our ITS program for those Sunday athletes for the remainder of the day at that mountain. So it's sort of neat because here's an ITS athlete that generally just skis Sundays over at Copper. Now that athlete gets to go over and ski a different mountain, which is lots of fun. So they go off with their coaches and they explore that mountain for the remainder of the day. So the same thing happens if they are at Copper and the Summit Cup is at Breck. For our Breck athletes, our Sunday Breck athletes, the same thing. And they do not have to pay for the pass for that day.
Cool. I think that's a great question. And everybody that is submitting a question, you can see I'm like writing everything down, just kind of as we go through. So if I'm jumping a little bit out of order, or you feel like it's taking a minute for me to get to you, don't worry, I've got it recorded there. One quick question that I can answer is, will there be a parent contact list for a carpooling organization from Denver? We do not actually provide that, but after your first day, you are more than welcome to reach out to other parents and coordinate that yourself. We just want to make sure that that's something that's, that everybody feels comfortable doing it. We don't want to force anybody into carpooling when they might not feel comfortable with that idea, or put any external pressure on that. But feel free to talk with other parents in your groups or at your mountain. We always encourage that. Theresa, what is the coach to athlete ratio?
That is a very good question. It's generally, I would say, average probably it'd be about 8. Sometimes, most probably less. This year, I would say probably around 8, due to the fact that our program is booming. We have I'm still hiring coaches, put it that way. So. And actually, it's been a positive week toward coaches, so we've gotten the numbers probably a little bit below that.
Awesome. I've got a great question, and Cassie, you might be able to answer this one. Let's say I bring a brown bag lunch, or I bring a lunch in a Tupperware container. Is there any way for me to heat this up?
I do not know, Phil. I don't think so. I think that, wait, if you heat it up?
Like,
Yeah.
are there microwaves that we could use in some of the brown
there
bag
are.
areas?
Yeah,
where Teresa's giving you that subtle wink, wink, nudge, nudge there.
There is over. We generally eat with the kids. For the Copper kids, we eat up at Stop, and there is a microwave that the kids go and use. And there was a microwave. Gosh, I think there's microwaves. I'm not sure about Breck. It depends because they different lodges they're in. Keystone, there was a microwave in one of the places, but I can't recall where and if we will be allowed to go in it. So I think Copper's the only one I can confirm that they do have a microwave with that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Mark.
Yes, Mark.
A Basin has a microwave at the A-frame, and that's the only one that I've ever
Beautiful.
seen here.
Okay, then we're all set there.
Yeah. I've seen none at Breck. I've always looked for one because I do that myself.
Breck definitely does have some of those. Cassie, you might be able to answer this one though. Are parents able to eat lunch with their kids? And
Yes, they can.
and I think just kind of the caveat, just to add on to that, is, definitely have that conversation with your coach as well. We want to make sure that the kids are fostering independent practices. And so it's definitely worth having that conversation with your coach prior to just showing up and saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm here for lunch." Totally. I mean, maybe lunch has been integrated into the lesson there. So we always want to just make sure that that's being communicated early, and it's not just a drop-in kind of session. So communication with your coach is always definitely appreciated. As a reminder, we are first and foremost a youth development organization. Our median just happens to be ski and snowboard competitions.
Just with the lunch too, just to be, if you communicate the coach, I'm going to be up at, let's say, Solitude at noon. You please understand that there's a lot of variables. The coach may not go up at noon. They got down, they were over on West Village and came back, and all of a sudden there's a huge lift line for the Eagle lift. So if you do even communicate, understand the flexibility of lift lines and so on, that the coaches may not be in there promptly at 12 noon with the kids or whatever time that you had set.
Right on. There is one question I would like to address, and then Theresa, I have the most ultimate question for you. From Miss Jen. I'm not going to even try to pronounce your last name because I promise you I will screw that up, and trust me, my last name is Kabisky. Past rebates, those kinds of questions. I've been seeing a lot of those questions. Lily is our membership manager. She will be reaching out to everyone when vouchers are ready and explain process for the possibility of a pass rebate, depending on which pass you picked up. Right now, I know that all of the mountains are working feverishly with regarding that. I actually got a call during the general presentation with questions about passes, to which I politely pushed them off to this afternoon. But that is something that is an option. Miss Theresa, though, this is kind of where you excel on this question from Jen. And I'm just going to read the whole thing fully out there. You mentioned that the groups are put together based off of age and ability level. Since one of the main goals here is to have fun, do you also take into account personalities, maybe good fits for these groups? For example, if there is an 8-year-old girl put with a male coach and all male teammates, is that going to be something that you would take into consideration? And are you going to look at that personality in that sense? We understand that this can be a seemingly picky request, but it's important. Theresa, this describes basically, I would say, every conversation you and I have had preseason, during the season, before every Summit Cup. Yeah, can you speak to that?
I certainly can. Let me just tell you from personal experience, when I was coaching, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and we had gotten the groups according to ability. And I had this particular group that it was all girls and 1 boy. And that was a concern. I totally get it. Parent, 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, totally get it. So what I did is I called the mom up that week and said, this is a situation. These kids are all the same ability level. We did not have, they were a little bit more advanced. We did not have a group that matched that we could just sort of play with. So I called the parents up that week and said, this is a situation. And the mom's like, oh my gosh, my son, he hangs out with girls at school. He's fine with he wouldn't mind it in the least. And I said, okay, so we'll leave it. But if there's a concern, please let me know, talk to him after next week and so on, and let me know. That situation worked out great. It was him and I think 5 other girls or whatever. And we had a blast. It was a fun group. It never bothered him in the least. Totally understand. A different individual totally could bother them. We generally, mine was a rare situation, put it that way, that usually have 1 boy, 3 girls, or, whatever for it. So our biggest thing, it comes back down to communication. If your child is in a group and there may be someone in the group that they're just not getting along with, please, please, please let us know. Communicate with the coach, but you can also copy me on the email. We have a lead coach. We strongly suggest talking to lead coach at the Mountain. They would be happy to talk to you about that too. We want the kids to want to come, show up next week and have fun. If there's a reason that they don't want to come, please let us know. So we can, communication, so we can work with you and make adjustments. Last year, we did make adjustments with teams and personalities, and move the kids to different groups because of that. I hope that answers your question. Regarding having a male coach and a female coach, that's a little bit tougher to necessarily move on if your child particularly, sort of like when they get to school and they have a male teacher and they didn't get the female teacher. Our male coaches and female coaches they're all great. I don't hire coaches that haven't worked with kids in some way regarding that. So.
All right. I think you did an awesome job. And in all honesty, everyone, while I am not directly a part of the ITS program, that is probably one of the biggest pieces of feedback or that I receive are appreciative parents of, honestly, the countless hours that Theresa will sit there and go back and forth and go, oh, well, so-and-so would work really well with so-and-so, but oh, they also really like this. And it's a big project for her, but she just does such an amazing job tackling all of that, and it creates just a fantastic season for everyone. So one of the biggest pieces of positive feedback that I do receive, and I love receiving positive feedback because it's great. Ms. Cassie, I have a question for you, and then I'm gonna jump over to the coach situation because I am seeing a lot of questions about that. Is there any kind of preferred backpacks or kind of carrying equipment for them?
So for backpacks, Theresa did mention it a little earlier. If Theresa, do you want to hold up that backpack again? Nothing like huge. We don't want anything that's really bulky that like pushes forward on a lift. Just something that'll hold the lunch and hold any extra gear that your athlete may need, some snacks, and then small water bottle, nothing too big. So no like preferred brand, but definitely something on the smaller side, not too big. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. The biggest question. Jackets. I believe CB addressed this a little bit earlier. But unfortunately, I mean, everybody is very familiar with the supply chain issues that we've been running into. We basically, what we did last year was as soon as we were done with this or as soon as we were done with family orientation last year, we got together and we said, what is our anticipated growth? And then we added on top of that, and we sat down and we had a meeting and we ordered a bunch of jackets, and then we got that order in extremely early. And then we got an email saying that they were delayed due to supply chain issues. Then we got another email saying maybe not that date, maybe it's going to be this date. So at this point, we are trying to get our jackets as early as possible, while we are not actually saying any specific times, because the second we seem to ever publicly mention when jackets are going to arrive, we almost immediately receive an email saying otherwise. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes we need to push it forward, sometimes we need to push it back. With that being said, I do want to make sure that everybody knows that we are trying to look out for the best interests of every athlete here. So if you have a broken jacket, please, 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 please email me. My email address is very easy. It's events@teamsummit.org or phil@teamsummit.org. My name is Phil. I work for Team Summit. Same thing works for Cassie, by the way. You can just email Cassie@Team Summit or Theresa@Team Summit. So I hope that kind of lays to rest that jacket question. We are hoping that it'll be in early January, but please do not hold me to that time frame. Like I said, if you need a jacket, if you just moved up to Colorado and you don't have a winter jacket for your athlete, guess what? I've got a jacket for you. It might not be this year's, it might not be last year's, but we're going to make sure that you stay warm and comfortable out there. If you have a broken zipper, that's obviously not going to work. Please let me know. Shoot me an email. Let's take care of this and make sure that everybody has a great, successful season. And then when the jackets do arrive, you will receive communication from both Lily and myself. So, I hope that that helps. The nice part is that jackets are included in the marketing department, so you don't actually need to put in any orders for jackets. That is a major component there. We definitely have estimated, or we run everything in early in the year, and we always over order there. So, Theresa, when is the first day of ITS?
Okay. Well, just back to the jacket situation,
Yeah.
we will have, every coach will be giving out bibs for our athletes, for the kids to wear, if they do not have a jacket. In the meantime, we were gonna have, the groups are gonna have their bibs, so we will not lose children. So, with that. The first day is what, December 4th, that first Saturday, December 4th. I'm not looking at my calendar right now. I should
Yep.
have this.
The first Saturday in December is December 4th. Also the same day as the wonderful, fantastic Skee Ball live auction day. Join us for a watching party on December 4th at 7 p.m. Shameless plugs there.
Our first day for the Sunday program is December 5th. Please note, parents, and this is on our ITS calendar, that our Saturday program will run first 3 Saturdays, December 4th, December 11th, December 18th. Because we will not have it on Christmas and on New Year's, we will have December 28th, which is a Tuesday, quite different from a norm, will be our Saturday for ITS practice will be on December 28th, which is a Tuesday. That's for our Saturday. Then we'll go back to our Saturdays the remainder part of the season. We do not have it at President's Weekend for either the Saturday or Sunday program. With our Sunday program, we start on Sunday, December 5th. We will have it on the 5th, the 12th, the 19th. Okay. We will not have 26th, the day after Christmas, because everybody's going to be playing with their toys. But we will have it on January 2nd, the day after New Year's. Okay, so that's the difference. And then the Sunday program will go on as typical on Sundays. And like I said, all of this is on our ITS calendar. Bill, any more questions there?
Yep, we definitely have a couple. What happens, Theresa, question for you. What happens if your athlete, or if we have an athlete who has skills that are a little bit more advanced than the ITS level? Do you get like a refund? Do you get a credit? Do you move to a different program? Like, how does that work?
Okay, again, this is like on an individual basis. We obviously talk to the parents first thing. We have 2 programs, Ski Race Devo, which is a Saturday and Sunday program, and Free Ski Devo, which is also a Saturday and Sunday program, that they can move into. We've had this other years that, like sometimes into January, they like, wow, and a lot of times the coaches can see it and we'll mention it to the parents, like, you know what? They look like they're ready for Ski Race Devo. They can go and try it for a day, or Free Ski Devo if they want to see if before they want to move. That we have other athletes that just enjoy ITS. They enjoy the 1 day a week. We challenge all of our athletes. So if we have one in the group that is skills are a little bit above others, but they love ITS, they only want 1 day a week, we challenge them on those skills. Like I mentioned, the skills quest, like that we do the skills quest phase 1 and 2, that child we can challenge into phase 3. So different and just please talk to the coach, myself, the lead coach at the mountain. And like I said, they can try either of those other two programs, which are one.
Right on. And Cassie, I have a style question here for you. What's the rule? So obviously we have the whole jacket part, the top half is taken care of. Just speaking to equipment, is there anything we need to be considering when it comes to pants? Is there anything we need to consider when it comes to like, helmets? Like, are those things required? Do you think, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, helmets definitely required. Yeah. Definitely important to protect the noggins. But pants, color, like any color, any style, wear what you want as long as you look good. I'm just kidding. But yeah, wear what you want. Any color, any style.
When will we be home?
5 minutes. I think we just heard a bit of a phone call there. If I was wrong and I accidentally unmuted you, or I accidentally muted you, please let me know. Cool. Do we participate in COVID contact tracing? The answer is absolutely yes. We comply with all federal, state, and county. Let me restart that. We comply with all federal, state, county, town, and mountain restrictions. We always go with whatever is strictest. So something that's built into all of those is if there is if there is a COVID outbreak for whatever reason, we are not going to hesitate with that. We work with contact tracers. We inform them immediately. We also let you guys know. Obviously, we need to follow that process. So we do take that extremely serious. I think that is an awesome question that you had there. If we do have a positive or if someone does test positive, we would also appreciate if you help us get kind of a jump on all of that. And then we can, we are happy to work with contact tracers as necessary there. And one of the other questions just along that COVID line, just so everybody does know, in the wintertime, we are over 100 employees. So we need to follow federal guidelines there, where all of our coaches either need to be vaccinated or they need to be, taking or proving negative tests within 72 hours. That is our general policy there. I believe we do very, very well on that. So I hope that answers a lot of those COVID questions. Just so everybody knows, we were one of Summit County was actually able to mitigate a lot of that spread that we noticed in other areas. And I do believe a lot of that came from us just taking it so serious. We are 90 miles from DIA. We are 60 miles or less than 60 miles in some places from Denver. So we understand that if there's an outbreak in Summit County, that it's not just going to be staying here. We're a small community in Summit, and we need to be taking that extremely serious, especially because the spread can happen so fast. We received numerous kudos on being the only ones to actually enforce mask rules and actually enforce social distancing rules. And we were not jerks about it. That was the biggest piece of feedback that I heard, was people were like, oh, cool. That's like you weren't a total jerk. And we're like, yeah, no, we try not to we're not those people. We're skiers. We're friendly people here, except for me. I'm a snowboarder. So clearly I am the weird one here. Awesome. I'm going to keep scrolling through all of this. Right now, Theresa, you're getting so many just like high fives, hands up, like way to go. Cassie, you've been crushing it. Just as a reminder, I think we have some late arrivals. Everybody, if you missed a section here, don't worry. If you go to teamsummit.org/family orientation, that's where you will be able to see this recording. It should be live about 30 minutes. after this presentation. Oh my gosh. Theresa, can you speak to Summit Cups? Do athletes need to sign up for it? Do parents need to sign up to volunteer? Can parents sign up to be athletes? Can athletes sign up to be volunteers? How does all of that stuff work?
Wait, you said, can athletes sign up to be volunteers? Oh, like if they don't, I'll let you answer that one. But
All right. I don't mind answering that one. So, as Theresa mentioned a little bit earlier, we do have a registration process. Obviously, we are still working in constantly changing situations and varying restrictions. We are paying close contact to that, or close. We're paying a lot of attention to that. I'm sorry, it's been several hours now. So we do have a registration process. Each mountain does put on their various restrictions on, or caps on, how many athletes can participate in what kind of an event. So we need to be respectful of that. So there will be an online setup or sign up for Summit Cups on Sundays. Remember, all Summit Cups are on Sundays. We will open it up, and everybody on this call, and actually everybody on Team Summit, will be given early access to sign up for these events. We will let you know when we are going to open it up to the public to join, because these are originally built as community events, opportunities for people to try their first competition. We pull from a variety of strong players. If you have any background in competitions or anything like that as well, that's also a great opportunity to earn VSF credit. But so we will open up registration to everybody. We will let you know when we're opening up registration. We recommend signing up early. Something that you will see as you move through the various levels. Like, let's say your athlete gets extremely into alpine racing. You're going to be given a window of time to sign up for that race. You need to register at that time. And then if you don't sign up for it by that time, generally the answer is, I'm sorry, you cannot attend. Anybody who is moving into the free ski, like park and pipe style, USASA level, will know that they are extremely strict about that. You are given a 2-week window and that's it. So just training, practicing good habits for future events down the line. That is part of the point of Summit Cup. So we will let you know when registration opens. We will let you know when it closes. We will have a wait list as well. So if it is filled up and you want to be on that wait list, you will be up on that wait list. So look for that email from your coach to know when all of that goes live. In terms of parents and volunteering, honestly, anybody who is over the age or who is 14 and older can volunteer. We are always looking for volunteers. They are the backbone of these community events. We do not charge anything for this. So volunteers to help fill in positions for or like choppers is extremely vital. Otherwise, that costs us around $125 to hire somebody. And that's on the low end for the day. The value, I want to say, what, Theresa, it was something like every volunteer hour was worth 25 or 30. I can't remember the stat, but basically your VSF hours are worth about $10 an hour with the VSF fee that you paid in, and a volunteer is worth significantly more than that. So we cannot express our thanks enough to all of those who volunteer. That was a mouthful. Hopefully I answered everybody's question there when it comes to registering for Summit Cups and what it looks like to volunteer for those Summit Cups. Like I said, it's a great way also for you to be able to get on hill and cheer on your kid and see what all of this is all about. It's also a great way to try out different things where you can look at it and go, hey, you know, what is involved in being a gate judge? That sounds extremely scary. You're someone you're judging kids? No, we walk you through the process. We try to be as friendly and supportive as possible. I'm a huge fan of there is no such thing as a dumb question, and I encourage everybody to ask any and all questions. That's also why we will be running TCMs, or what's known as team captains meetings, beforehand to make sure that all of our coaches are on the same page. And we will be doing a parent and athlete meeting. That is something that is not normal in the industry, but because this is the intro program, we understand everybody has a lot of questions. We want to make sure that everybody is taken care of. Those will be happening the Friday before every Summit Cup. Looking at this one, Theresa, I've got a question. Do you allow single riders to join kids on the lift, or are only Team Summit members allowed on a lift? What does the lift look like? Oh, Theresa, you're on the muted.
Sorry.
Right on. Thanks.
All right. The other thing is just to mention, you mentioned our team parent athlete meeting will be on Friday nights before Summit Cups. You will record that as well, correct? So if they can't make the Friday night, and they can catch up on it the next day. Okay. Regarding the lift situation, if we have a group of young athletes, and we will, if they're in line, in the past, before COVID, we would always ask if these kids can go up with, like, can you take these kids up? Just a coach can't possibly take all their kids up at the same time, and so on. We'd rather have on a 6-man lift or something, some adult, just to make sure, everything is all safe and good with that respect. If there is a concern about that, please let us know. But generally, the person that has been asked in the past is always, if they do not feel comfortable, they will not go up with them. The coach is it generally in the chair, 1 back or 2 back, and obviously, so it's not like that and we don't do it until the kids are prepared for that as well. They know to get off the lift and stand to the side and wait for the coach. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I think you knocked that one out of the park. I'm looking through this, and the questions have slowly faded out. We do have 15 more minutes, people. You should be asking Cassie, what is your favorite color? Theresa, if you were to be invited to a Hanks giving dinner to celebrate Tom Hanks, what is the one dish that you would be making? You can ask Theresa.
I have a question for the girls out there. Who has pink snow pants? Because I do. Anyone else have pink snow pants to wear with their jacket?
I have pink snow pants.
Oh,
I have pink snow pants.
okay.
I'll wear my pink snow pants.
Okay.
Hey, Theresa, good question. How do we communicate what level athletes are at prior to arriving? Also, like, the chat is blowing up with pink snow pants. I'm pretty excited about that. But how do you know what level all of the athletes are prior to their arrival? Is there a form we need to be completing or anything like that?
You mean level ability?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all of our kids, like our ITS program, we want is, obviously, when I've mentioned it before in emails and so on, a confident blue skier. So they all should be doing blues, not a problem. So with that being said, there's some that are a little bit beyond that and some that aren't, and so on. So what we do is we go and we, what the groups do the first day, so on, is we ski with our group, and then the coaches make a decision as to this, maybe we'll move this group here, this group here. So we make adjustments accordingly by just getting the kids on the mountain and doing lots of skiing with them. We totally understand that it's the first day out for some kids, just get their feet wet underneath them. So that's understand. We don't go making changes immediately because I know that some kids can be, just a little apprehensive about the whole situation and aren't skiing to their potential. So
awesome. It looks like just like I said a little bit earlier, some of the questions are starting to level out. We definitely have a lot of pink that seems to exist in this group, including pink jackets, one set of pink pants already present. I'm looking at the cameras, but I'm not seeing them. Two very important questions. We did cover this a little bit, but if you need to find any resources about like where do you meet or what kind of equipment do you need to go or what kind of equipment do you need to bring? What's the best resource for that, Theresa?
Okay, go to teamsummit.org and you will find under programs, Intro to Team Summit. Click on Intro to Team Summit. Scroll down and you will see tabs, and there will be a tab on equipment, location, all those tabs, and they've all been updated. And also our Team Summit calendar, which you can also find that on that page as well, or you can find it on a separate page under calendars. And we update that. We right now updated as all of the practices, the dates for the Summit Cups, and the location of our practices.
Right on. All right, we're getting some more in here. This is good. I love all of these questions. Snack time. What's the deal with that? Is there a scheduled, hard structured snack time, or is it kind of left up to the group?
Snack time is totally left up to the group.
Right on. Equipment.
And jacket pockets.
Yeah. Equipment. Do we have any partners that we recommend for good deals on equipment?
Well, we had our, just for next year to let everybody know of our ski swap, which happens in September, the beginning of September. So that is a great way for used equipment and so on. And our sponsors are very good with Podium Sport and, I'm trying to think who else is on there, our sponsors, Bill?
We have Podium Sports and we have a Racer's Edge. They both do fantastic work. I personally love working with Chuck. And Paul does an amazing job over at Podium. Also, Jared over at Podium. He's a former U.S. ski team tech, which honestly has taken it well beyond any of my ability to comprehend what you actually do to tune a ski. He does like 47. He takes it 47 points past just take a file. So. Ski Swap, we are not doing another one this year. The next one will be in September next year, and I'm just going to try and rapid fire through some of these questions. If you have any requests on pairing two athletes together, let's say, you've got one athlete from one family is friends with another athlete from another family, and you're like, yo, these two should be together. We would just email Theresa, correct? Thumbs up. Understood?
Yes.
Cool. We talked about snacks already that seem to become very wildly popular for a second. Unfortunately, flexi pants are not actually a product. I really wish they were. If you need a pair of flexi pants, I would recommend purchasing them from Chris Carson. He has very bright yellow ones. I'm not making that up. In terms of maybe we missed the ski swap. We're trying to get some additional equipment. Does Team Summit do anything to help in that department? Yes, we do. We have a Team Summit Classifieds page. It's up on our Facebook page, or it's up on Facebook. Just go or literally search Team Summit Classifieds, and we will make sure that you get approved. That is monitored by 3 of us. And in all honesty, that's basically what I do whenever I discover I have about 5 seconds to just hang out. Or if I have a minute where I can't get any work done and I'm just going to be a little bit bored, I scroll through Facebook, I see the alerts, I set approve. For lunches, just like snacks, just like we discussed, that's based off of a plan between the coach and the athletes. And if you want to be involved with that, definitely please check in with your coach prior. Whew. More pink pants. All right. I think I tackled all of that. Do we have any other questions prior? Any other questions? Oh, this is such a good one. Um, EpiPens. Are any of our coaches formally trained, or are we capable of dealing or capable of using EpiPens, Teresa?
Our coaches are not formally trained to use them. So if that's a situation, you please let the coach be aware of the situation. And also the mountain lead, as well as I would like to be aware of that situation as well.
Yep. So I would say for any medical considerations that we might need to address, definitely bring that up with Teresa and your coach. We are not in the industry of blabbing around about things. We are definitely in the industry of being safe, having fun, and progressing. Those are all on equal terrain because you cannot progress unless you are being safe. And honestly, we truly do believe that you cannot be having fun unless you are safe. And the three are just very intertwined. So please make a plan with your coach. As I remember, EpiPens are fairly straightforward. From my personal experience, I always used to ride around with it in my pocket, and then at the end of the day, I would pass it back to the parents. But make that plan with your coach, and please make sure that Teresa is in the loop on that. We have a great question about the buckle system. This is my favorite thing about our policy. What if they have super teeny tiny feet? Do they need 4 buckles? How does that work?
Not with our intro to Team Summit program. That's not at all. We'd like to see at least three buckles,
Cool.
but 4 is not necessary. 4, unless they're getting into intense racing and so on.
Yeah.
And bigger.
No, I mean, I have a friend that I used to coach with, and he had size 14 feet. Turns out the boot company that he wanted never made boots in that size. We also understand that the same thing happens for kiddos. If your feet are like this big, then cool, yeah, we can definitely get you a 3-4 buckle boot. But if your feet are like this tiny, what are the chances of you finding that? Slim to none. But you could always go to either Podium Sports or a Racer's Edge. They would definitely be able to point you in the right direction, find some quality gear for you there. And then you can always look through the classifieds as well. Let's see. Best email address. Teresa, can you just or Cassie, we're going to throw you on the spot. What's the best set of what's the best set of email addresses for everybody? Who should they be emailing?
For questions,
Let's go with general questions.
general questions, for right now, me or Teresa ask us questions. You can honestly direct most of them towards me. And then during the season, your coaches, your leads, they're very good. They'll answer questions or they'll refer them back to us. So yeah.
All right.
And if it's
Awesome.
on volunteering, right, Phil, you handle the volunteering and any administrative type things, that like payments or passes and so on, Lily does that, answers those.
Yep. And we just have a couple of minutes, so Teresa and Cassie, I will let you do the outro. I will plug in email addresses into the chat while she is doing that.
Okay, we would just like to thank all of you for sitting through our presentation. And I totally understand that we gave you a lot of information that can be overwhelming. So please feel free to go and replay it. Any urgent questions or so on, you can, like Cassie mentioned, email us. But more than happy to answer them. In the meantime, your coaches will be reaching out to you that first week. You should see something by Wednesday or Thursday. If you're concerned, please check your emails that they send emails to the camp minder So it's emails that you put into the Campminder accounts. So just, you might, double check it if you haven't seen it. We also have had issues that things have gotten tossed in spam with that. Team Summit emails. So that's another concern. Check your spam and so on as well. I don't know why, but we've had the issue lately. But I just want to thank everybody. I am so pumped for an awesome season. They're making snow up here like crazy, and we have snow in our yard, which is wonderful. It's going to be a lot of fun. And please reach out to us if there's any concerns of any type. Cassie, do you want a little farewell there?
Yeah, you covered a lot of it. I'm super stoked to meet everyone. Yeah, any questions, please let me know.
And we're all looking forward to meeting all of you. And we can't thank you enough for entrusting us with your children and to work on making them good skiers, better skiers. How's that?
Heck yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you so much, Cassie. And thank you, everybody, for being here. This was extremely helpful. We try to get all of this stuff out there as much as possible, but we also understand that not everybody's going to remember this. So if you one thing you can remember is teamsummit.org. That is the best place for resources if you have any questions and you think we've already covered it. This recording of this entire presentation will be up on teamsummit.org/family orientation, the same link that you used to get to here. I'm going to replace it with a YouTube version of this video, so that way you can play it in the background. You can send it off to your husband who is out playing golf, because for some odd reason you can still play golf in November in Colorado. It's magical. And then of course go ski at Breck the same day. On top of that, if you go to the Intro to Team Summit page, teamsummit.org/intro, that will also be a great spot for you to find any resources. But you have Theresa's email, you have Cassie's email, you have my email for volunteering. I'm the events person. You have Lily's email. She's our membership manager. She is absolutely fantastic. And that's about it. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are more than happy to answer any and all questions. So without further ado, we will wrap this up. I do need to say thank you once again. These were amazing questions. We will see you out there on the slopes. I'm going to Breckenridge. That should probably be first on my list. Theresa, where are you skiing next?
Probably a basin.
You're going to the basin, going local, going hardcore. I like it. Cassie?
I think also a basin. Yeah.
What? Okay, fine. I'll go to the basin. I can do that. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Bye. Thank you.
And the pink ski pants. Now I'll be looking.
So much pink.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.